Hello everyone, I'm Michelle Smith and welcome to my channel. I have a craft for you today. We're going to be making a Christmas wreath. The tools that you're going to be needing: a good pair of scissors, a pair of wire cutters, glue gun and glue sticks, and a ruler. The materials that you're going to be needing are: you're going to need one of these Santa signs, a package of chenille or pipe cleaners, a 14-inch wreath form from the Dollar Tree. You're going to need several packages of white mesh and several packages of the red mesh with the silver stripe. You're going to need some ribbon. These are the ones that I've chosen. They all come from the Dollar Tree. A package of large bells, silver bells. And you're also going to need a package of the ornaments. This one has 15 pieces, and this has the glitter balls, the regular soft balls, and then the shiny balls. So I picked it up because I wasn't sure which ones I wanted to use or if I want to use a mixture. Okay, that's everything that you need. Let me get cleaned up and set up and we'll get started. Okay, so I went ahead and cut the tag off of the frame. I opened up my Deco mesh. I opened up my pipe cleaners. Now you want to go ahead and cut your pipe cleaners in half. The method that I'm going to be using will take a lot of pipe cleaners. So you want to go ahead and cut those in half. Now this is a no-cut Deco mesh wreath. So you will not have to cut the mesh. The only time you're going to have ends is when the Deco mesh is at the end of its roll. So what you want to do is you want to take the end of the Deco mesh and you want to pull it together and kind of scrunch it up. So a tight, nice tight little end. You're going to do the same thing with the white. I'm going to bring the two together so they're all both nice and tight. You want to make sure that they are side by side and one is not over the other. You wrap your pipe cleaner around that end, fold it over and pull it nice and tight and twist. Now you see I have them two together and I have them side by side. Okay, then to attach it to the wreath, you're going to take the ends from the front, you're going to push it through to the back. You're going to use those pipe cleaners, and I'm going to attach it right here where the bar is. That nice and tight. Wrap it around a couple times. And then I usually feed the ends through back again and pull that pipe cleaner over the ends again. Pull it tight and twist. See what I did? Okay, then you're just going to take your scissors. You're going to trim off the messy end. You're going to keep that on the back of the frame. And I usually just take the little ends and wrap them around of the pipe cleaner. So you can see that it's nice and secure there. Okay, then we're going to turn this back over. And we're going to start attaching the mesh. Okay, so you want to pull the mesh. What I like to do is I try to keep the sides kind of folded in and pull it together. We can hide the roughness on the edge, that's best. And again, you want to make sure that they are side by side. So I pulled them like that. You want to grab it into kind of a loop and pull up. And you want to measure approximately 3 inches up. It doesn't have to be exact. But if you lay the ruler down and you measure with it flat down, it comes up about to the 3-inch mark. You want to pinch it there, pull it together again, keeping them side by side. Now the reason why you want to make sure that you keep them side by side when you're doing this is if you do it with one on top of the other, it will stay that way, and you want to be able to see both colors. So if they're side by side, then they both shine. Okay, so you take that pinch, you wrap around a piece of pipe cleaner, you twist it on there. Okay, and then I'm going to attach it right here on this crossbar. Turn it over and twist. And then go ahead and just cut off the excess. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing again. Pull it out, kind of fold those ends in, or the sides I should say. Pull it snug, lift it up and down, pinch that spot where you're going to attach it. Go ahead and attach that pipe cleaner. Now I'm going to attach it on the very end. Just feed it through. Twist a couple times. Cut the excess off. Okay, so go ahead. We're going to pull again. And this is just, you just keep going. I'm going to go ahead and measure. Grab and pinch, put your little pipe cleaner on there and twist. Okay, now I'm going to go back and hit this bar. So basically what you do is you're going to do 3 loops across and then go up and do 3 loops across, and you're going to go back and forth until you get all the way around the wreath. Now when you're doing your loops, when you come to the inside, you want to make your loops a little bit smaller than you were making them for the middle and for the outside. Just because this is a smaller circumference and it won't take as many. So just make your loop a little bit smaller when you get there. Okay, so I attached that one to the 2 bars in the middle, and now I'm going to do one for the inside. So I'll show you what I mean by making it a little bit smaller so that it can fit that area. So when you're moving to the inside, from the outside to the inside, you keep it the same. When you move from the inside back to the middle, that's when you'll make the smaller one, because this one is going to fill the middle part. I hope that made sense. So now I'm going to attach it to the 2 bars on the inside. Just makes it more secure if you wrap it around 2 bars rather than just the single bar. Now see, I want that loop to be a little bit smaller. I still want to make sure that it will cover, but I need it a little bit smaller because of the amount of space that's there. And then I'm going to wrap them around the 2 inner bars again. Okay, and then as you're working on this, you just want to make sure that you're pushing everything in and getting it nice and snug as you're attaching them. Now it's up to you, however big or small you want to make your loops. The smaller you make them, the more you'll have to make. So keep that in mind. I really like this method because it really mixes up the colors, and there's no fraying because you're not cutting any of the mesh. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to work on this. I'm going to get some done so that you can see what it looks like. And I'll come back before I get finished so I can show you my progress. On any of my craft videos, make sure to check the description box. In the description box, you'll find a detailed list of all the tools and materials that I use in all of my craft projects. You'll also find a total cost for the project. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and work on this, and I'll bring it back and show you when I get a little bit further. So you can see I've been making good progress. This is 4 rolls of Deco mesh, 2 in the red and 2 in the white. I wanted to go ahead and show you how to attach and end the roll. So as I showed you in the beginning, after I attached it, I folded it back through the pipe cleaner and tied it again, and now I'm going to cut it off. That just ensures that it doesn't come apart where you separated it. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing to start anew as we did in the beginning. When I find that it's easier so that they don't get tangled up while I'm working on the wreath, is I usually have one roll out on one side of me and one roll out on the other. That way they don't get tangled with each other as I'm working on it. And I'm just going to go ahead and pinch this together again at the end. Keeping them side by side. You do not want to wrap them around each other. You want to make sure they're side by side. Secure with a pipe cleaner. I'm going to take the end and go ahead and feed it down through the front. Pull it through and then just attach it to the bar. And then again, I take those ends and fold it back over through the pipe cleaners to tie them down yet again and twist. Trim off any excess that's still sticking out. Nice and attached, and those ends are well hidden. Okay, now I'm ready to continue. I'm going to go ahead and finish the wreath, and then we'll come back and we will decorate. There you go. It is all nice and full, very pretty. And just a few tips about when you're attaching the deco mesh. Sometimes you're going to skip the inside, and sometimes you'll add an extra poof around the outside. That's just because the diameter on the inside is smaller than the diameter of the outside ring. So just work your way back and forth, and as you need to, skip an inner or add an extra to the outside. It takes a total of, I've used 10 rolls, and I have that much left of the last 2 rolls. So I've also gone ahead and cut my ribbon to get it ready. I cut all of my ribbon at 10 inches. I did 1 roll of this, the poinsettia, and you get 10 pieces out of 1 roll, which should be sufficient to do the wreath. I went ahead and dovetailed them. To dovetail, all you do is fold the ends together. I usually do 2 at a time. And then you just cut a triangle in, and that gives you a nice dovetail. Okay, so I have 10 pieces of 10-inch ribbon. Same with the smaller ribbon, both the red and the silver. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make ribbon bundles, and I'm going to be adding one of the little silver bells in the middle. So I'm going to take poinsettia, the silver, and then the red, and then I'll be putting the bell on top. So the first thing that you want to do is you're going to want to put the bell on your pipe cleaner. And I do have all my pipe cleaners cut in half. So pull the bell to the middle of your pipe cleaner and just do one twist. That way it will not move on you. Okay, and go ahead and you want to pinch your large wired ribbon in the middle. I add the silver and then the red. And then I put the bell over with the pipe cleaner. Pull it nice and snug and do another twist or two. And then you have a nice little bundle to put on your wreath. Okay, so this is what the little bundle looks like. It has the little bell in the middle. Now you get 9 bells, so I'm going to go ahead and make 9 bundles. I will have one extra bundle that does not have a bell with it, but that's okay. If I need to add that last bundle, I can do it without the bell. But when you add the ribbon, after you've already added the mesh, you don't need as much ribbon, and you'll still get a nice full effect. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make these bundles, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have all my little bundles made with my ribbon and my bells. Next thing we're going to work on is the Santa sign. I'm going to go ahead and remove the hanger that's on there. I'm going to remove the top from the bottom. It simply and very easily comes off. They were smart this time. They only used glue to attach. Now I'm going to use the hole up here to attach it to the wreath, and then I'm also going to glue some pipe cleaners on either side here to attach it to the wreath. And then on the bottom, we'll glue one here. So I just simply, these are both pipe cleaners, or the pipe cleaners are cut in half. Just lay down a nice glob of glue and lay the pipe cleaner in there. As you can see, I got a nice big glob of glue. We're going to let this thoroughly dry before we try to attach it. Same things with the legs. So for the wreath, how I'm going to hang it, you can either simply use a pipe cleaner to hang it. I really like to use ribbon, so I buy this really thin. It's 10 yards, 1/8 of an inch. And this is what I use to hang my wreaths with. I prefer it, and I usually pick a color that's in the wreath. Just cut a piece, fold it in half, tie it in a knot. And then I decide where I want the top to be. Flip it over. And then I feed it underneath the wire and back through the loop. And then that makes it really easy. And if you need to adjust it after you get everything on, maybe to move it to one side or the other so that it hangs straight, I can easily remove it. Okay? Okay, the glue is all nice and dry. The pipe cleaners are nice and secure. So what I'm going to do is attach my Santa sign kind of in the middle here. I want him to kind of fill up that middle section. So I'll be attaching him approximately here. Start with the top. Just basically want to feed that through. You don't want to pull it too tight, but you want to make sure that it's secure. Because if you pull it too tight, he'll sink too far down. Okay, so you want to make sure that you attach in the center where you're hanging it. Now I'm going to go ahead and attach the sides. And same thing, I'm just going to move the mesh out of the way and feed the pipe cleaners down and attach it to the ring. And I would say when you do this, don't cut these pipe cleaners in half. It's making it a little difficult to get them to attach. And just kind of play with your mesh. Get him nestled in there how you like him. Doesn't that look adorable with him nestled right in the middle? And then the next thing, we're going to attach the feet. And I want them to kind of dangle down right underneath him. So again, I'm going to kind of move the mesh out of the way and get my feet in there. And again, just kind of adjust the mesh around him. See where you get your feet. So you have them hanging down right below. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and start adding in our ribbon bundles. And when I add in the ribbon, I kind of like to do the outside and then one on the inside and one on the outside. So what I'll do is put one here, and then go back to the outside, then more of the inside, more of the outside. And I kind of rotate that way so you get a nice mix. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and attach those, and I'll be right back. I got all the 9 bundles on with the bells. I think it looks great with the 9. I don't need any more. And when you're fluffing your bows, you want to grab either side of the large one, kind of curl them around, and then when you do the 2 smaller, pull them side to side and then opposite on the top so that you get kind of a crisscross. You'll be able to see all of your ribbon that way. Another trick to make sure that they all lay right is to, once you're done, to hang it up and then use your glue gun. If your ribbon is not laying right and it keeps, say, flopping over like this because it's near the bottom or the top, just hit the Deco mesh with just a touch of glue and then put your ribbon down and it will stay. But I like to do that when it's hanging. That way I can see how everything else is going to lay. The other tip is that I did go ahead and put some glue and glue the legs to the mesh because they kept moving back and forth. So this way they're staying right where I need them to be. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add the last few bits of decorative items, and I will be back and show you the final product. Doesn't he look adorable? I went ahead and added the red balls. I think he looks really good just the way he is. I hope you enjoyed this craft. He was really fun to make. If you like crafts, DIYs, and hauls, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. If you enjoyed this craft, please give me a big thumbs up. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a great one, and we'll see you next time.